My name is Dr. Amir Lavi. I'm an anesthesiologist, which means I also deal with pain. And I treat many diabetic patients with complications such as chronic wounds. I had a wound that actually was an acute wound that became infected and required amputation. And the wound was infected and required continuous antibiotic treatment intravenously. And when we saw the wound, we realized that the treatment was going to be extensive. The treatment was indeed multidisciplinary in the hospital as well as outside the hospital, but all the while, since we truly are a big hospital and we encounter many technologies, so this was one of the technologies we encountered. And since there was already full treatment of the wound, we thought maybe it was worth it to try and, well, what we did in the research group, I was selected because I complied with the criteria. The treatments took place at home. I was no longer hospitalized, so it was very convenient. And as I mentioned, the treatment is very, very simple. All you do is aim the device at the wound at a distance of a few centimeters. You know it is positioned correctly because there is a light beam that indicates where you are aiming. Sometimes you'll feel paresthesia, but it doesn't hurt, it doesn't irritate, and it doesn't bother you. And what I saw when I was treating my wound was that it was closing. It was deep, it was relatively wide, and, well, it did not look good. So there was no option in this case. There was no surgical option of closing it with different surgical means. And even if there was, the chance of it working had a low estimation of success. Therefore, there was talk of conservative treatment, and then the piciorul laser plus came along. And what I saw, that within something like 6 or 8 weeks, the wound was closing. I mean, the surface area decreased, as well as the depth, until it actually closed completely. And what was left, like after every wound, was a small, non-irritating scar. It saved me from surgeries that surely would not have succeeded. In fact, it saved me from, I guess, from a much longer process from the treatment. The conventional conservative treatments. So there was an added value. Since then, the wound is closed and hasn't reopened, and it all looks great. In fact, it disappeared, and that's it. The problem was completely solved. As you know, diabetes is a worldwide epidemic, which means that the number of people who suffer from this disease is growing. And obviously, so do the complications. I work at the Hadassah Hospital in Jerusalem, which is a big hospital and is a very academic hospital. And in that time, we even conducted extensive research on people and tested a device that is called piciorul laser. We tried using the device really on, well, in a controlled manner on chronic wounds. The piciorul laser Pro, its biggest advantage, in my opinion, is that it is non-invasive, which means the treatment doesn't hurt, it doesn't irritate, it doesn't bother you. It is very simple, anyone can use it, and all that is needed is for the device to be aimed at the wound for a few minutes a day. And we know from the research we conducted that when we compare it to other wounds, the healing time is shorter and the healing looks, well, the healing is better and more complete. My personal experience is fantastic. It works, no doubt.